John, so far, all British pop stars have not made a tremendous impact on the States. How do you think you're going to fare?
Well, I can't really say, can I? I mean, is it up to me? No. I mean, I just hope we go all right, you know.
Musician, philosopher, and peace activist. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're taking a look at the life and career of John Lennon.
What did you want to do before you became a Beatle?
Nothing really. I just wanted to be rich.
Born October 9th, 1940, John Lennon grew up in Liverpool, England. After telling his family he would one day be a famous musician, his mother bought him his first guitar in 1957. It didn't take long for Lennon to start his first band. At the Quarrymen's second concert, Lennon met a 15-year-old Paul McCartney, and he quickly joined the band. This initiated one of the most successful songwriting partnerships of all time, which endured for more than a decade. Once the lineup of the Quarrymen was solidified in August 1960, the Beatles were born. Lennon was considered by all to be the leader of the group due to his age and quick wit.
The people in the cheaper seats, clap your hands. And the rest of you, if you just rattle your jewelry.
Lennon married fellow art student Cynthia Powell in August 1962, amid extensive touring with the Beatles.
Did your wife enjoy it over there?
Yeah, she loved it. Who?
Shh, don't tell him he's married.
Just 2 months later, the band's first single, Love Me Do, was released to moderate success. Their debut album, Please Please Me, was recorded in February 1963 and marked the start of the Beatles' mainstream success. Due to this triumph, Lennon was on tour when his first son, Julian, was born in April '63.
I don't remember seeing him as a child. You know, it was the height of the Beatle thing, so I was working all the time. I never considered what it was doing to him. I didn't even count it.
The Beatles made their legendary American TV debut on The Ed Sullivan Show in February 1964, which carried Beatlemania to the U.S. and made them international superstars.
Oh, yeah.
The following 2 years saw the band tour, write, and produce films. By 1966, Lennon had grown disenchanted and considered leaving the Beatles. It was also around this time he made the infamous "We're more popular than Jesus" remark that caused backlash against him and the band.
We meant more to kids than Jesus did, or religion at that time. I wasn't knocking it or putting it down, I was just saying it as a fact. And it is true, especially more for England than here.
After being accidentally introduced to LSD, Lennon spent much of the year under its effects, and this drastically affected his songwriting. The seminal 1967 Beatles album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, is a result of this, where Lennon's dreamlike lyrics contrast sharply with his earlier work. Later that year, the band was devastated by the death of their manager, Brian Epstein. During this period, Lennon continued his experimentation with drugs and began an affair with artist Yoko Ono that eventually led to their marriage in March of 1969. The pair recorded 3 experimental albums together and formed the Plastic Ono Band in 1969. During that year, Lennon and Ono held 2 bed-ins for peace, and he released several songs, including the anti-war anthem, Give Peace a Chance. By September of 1969, Lennon had quietly decided to leave the Beatles. Lennon's solo debut, John Lennon Plastic Ono Band, was released in 1970, and his follow-up, Imagine, came out a year later.
Imagine all the people.
Imagine's title track became another popular protest song against war, and the subsequent release of Happy Christmas, War is Over with Ono revealed more of Lennon's political activism. The period between 1972 and 75 saw Lennon release 4 albums, including Mind Games and Walls and Bridges.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
He separated from Yoko Ono in 1973 and engaged in what he called his lost weekend, an 18-month period when he rekindled relationships with family and friends and had an affair with his personal assistant. The next year, he made what would ultimately be his final stage appearance on the TV special A Salute to Lou Grade. After reuniting with Ono, the couple welcomed their first son, Sean, in October 1975. A 5-year hiatus from music followed, during which he focused primarily on family.
I never really registered that he was a Beatle until I saw a movie called Yellow Submarine. I would ask about it, and he would say, "Yeah, there's a Beatles. I was a Beatle, but that's over now. And I'm spending time with you," or something.
October 1980 saw Lennon return to music with the ultra-successful Double Fantasy album.
When I see you, darling.
The world was shocked when Lennon was assassinated outside his New York apartment building on December 8, 1980. His death elicited a global torrent of grief. However, his musical legacy lives on and continues to inspire each new generation of musicians.
I'd like to live to ripe old age with Yoko only. And I'm not afraid of dying. I don't know how I'd feel at the moment, but I'm prepared for death because I don't believe in it. I think it's just getting out of one car and getting into another.